Out here for a quick walk around on our 2019 Ford Mustang Shelby GT350. Car's finished in shadow black with, of course, the dual white racing stripes. A little bit of silver accent on the outside of the stripes as well. Car is completely stock, so it's got the Voodoo engine up front, 6-speed manual, black Brembo brakes, black painted rims, and only thing that's been changed on the car, I believe, is the addition of a window tint on both windows, front and rear, as well as the rear window as well. So getting in, take a close little look here. Of course, the GT350 logo. Whole front end of the car does wear clear bra, so we can see it here on the nose, on our hood, quarter panels, working all the way back here. Up the A-pillar does not have any clear bra, nor does the roof. The top of the mirrors are also protected with the clear paint protection film. Car's fully badged all the way around, of course, the GT350 badging. We'll get in here, take a pretty close look at any sort of flaws that we can see in the car. I believe the headlights, they do not have any paint protection film on them. Lower rocker areas do. Taking a close look. So small little marks in our paint protection film up here. Again, all easily replaceable, not through it by any means, but just something to keep in mind, just some of these small things. Does look like I have a couple of marks where rocks have hit. That may have been actually prior to the paint protection film getting put on, right there. On the side here though, and up front, everything else is looking real good. Do have what looks like a small mark in the film here. Stepping back, car wears a set of Michelin Pilot Super Sports at all four corners. 295, 19s up front, 305s in the rear. Go ahead and get that focused in properly. There we go. Rims are free of curbing on the front driver's side. Tires are date coded, 44th week of 2021. Show good tread wear. Looking along the side here, everything looks good on these side skirts. I got a small mark here, maybe from the heel of a shoe or something of the sort. A couple of little marks down here. Some slight imperfections in the paint, as we can see. Looking up, door does not have any paint protection film. Some very, very, very light swirl marks that you'll only see if the sun hits it, just perfectly. All in all, looking back, the car is free of dents, dings, no little car door marks anywhere. Now, the one thing to note I've seen sort of on this driver's side is it doesn't look like the door. There's some small sort of misalignment here. The window doesn't quite fit all the way in to our rubber housing up top. It does fit on the passenger side, so notice that as we get around the car. But that's kind of the only thing to note over here that I've seen. Again, black will show a few more marks than some of the other colors, or I guess than any other color really. So we do see some of these very small marks that Don't even know if they're quite visible on camera. A paint correction, kind of all around, will go ahead and clean up any and all of those marks, but just something to keep in mind. And I do have a couple of small ones back here on this rear quarter panel, just in front of that rear spoiler. In the rear, as mentioned, we've got 305s, again 19s, again on a set of Michelin Pilot Super Sport tires, date coded to 2021. In a rear wheel drive car, may see a little more wear, probably a small bit less tread on these rear tires than we have up front, but still decent life in them. Black Brembo brakes, of course. Looking over the top, no sunroof of any sort, but our stripes do continue all the way back. Tinted rear window, keeps it nice and cool. Tint back here will keep it nice and cool as well. And up front, light tint there. Coming around back, a bit of a panel gap here as we work into the rear fender. Something to keep in mind. Car does look like it has a bit of film, probably to protect the anything going in and out of the trunk. Sits again right there, kind of here to here, going across this upper portion of the trunk, stopping right about here. Exhaust on the vehicle is stock. Sounds really good, really doesn't need much to wake these up. Some people like the Corsas, some people like the Borlas, but I do think the stock exhaust sounds quite good on these. We're in a little bit of shade right now, but there are, you know, some, again, very light swirl marks that can all be corrected through a nice paint correction. Something that can be organized once the vehicle is purchased. Down the side here, we have a very similar kind of rear bumper panel gap that we saw on the other side, where it's a little wider up here, tightens up as we get towards the rear wheel. Car's got, you know, just under 11,000 miles, so it hasn't been a daily driver by any means. It's a 2-owner car. Overall, is in really good shape. Again, some of these very light swirl marks really aren't visible except to a very keen eye. Now, passenger side is oftentimes where we'll see some of this some additional curb rash, oftentimes more so than the driver's side. It does appear I might have a small mark right here, but outside of that, completely free. Doesn't look like the rims have hit anything, or sorry, that the tires have hit anything, so. Showing tread life, again, we're matching the driver's side, date coded to 21, Pilot Super Sports. Now this is, as mentioned, what that driver's side window should look like, where it's fitting into the housing completely all the way around. Everything here is closing, opening and closing properly. Some similar marks that we saw on the driver's side. I'm assuming that these are something that we've seen from factory. On side skirt here, doesn't show any real signs of wear. And then working our way back up here, looking at the passenger side front rim, appear to be free of curbing there. A little bit of brake dust on the barrels of the wheels, but with that exception, car's Really, really clean. Go ahead, we'll hop in. Start her up. Take a look under the hood. One other thing before we jump inside, oftentimes our lower splitter here is where we're gonna see some signs of wear. So you do see something right here. And then looking up underneath, let's see if we can go ahead and get that focused here quickly. Again, most kind of everyday driving will see some minor wear. A couple of small rock chips and things if we're really getting nitpicky. But a plastic piece is also very easy to replace should you want the car to look pristine, pristine. Jumping in quickly. Black leather. Of course, this sort of race text material inserts. GT350 embossed on these seats. Steering wheel is an Alcantara wheel. It does have some signs, you know, that the car has been driven. Alcantara is not quite perfect, but again, 11,000 miles. Not unexpected with an Alcantara wheel. Car does have contrast stitching. It's kind of grayish white stitching around the steering wheel, on the seats as well. 6-speed manual. Shift lever's in good shape. Minimal signs of wear. A little bit around some of the grip points, but nothing crazy. Go ahead. We'll give her a quick start. Get the foot on the clutch too. There we go. Current mileage, 10,929. Pull that out. We know the engine revs to just over 8,000. Maybe out of gear. Car will come, of course, with a full tank. Close this up. No lights on the dash other than reminding us that you need to get some gas in it. Oil temp's clean, oil pressure's good. Car comes with WeatherTech floor mats. Nice little upgrade, helps keep everything sharp. Other than that, let's give her just a quick go, see that everything's working just as it should. Car does have some good clearance up front, despite that lower front lip. Makes so that you don't have to take some of these crazy angles getting on and off driveways, unless it's particularly steep. Car has B&O sound, something to note. Nice option here. Go ahead, let's pop the hood, take a look. With the door open, we'll give it some quick revs. Exhaust is pretty tame, up through about 2,000, 2,500 RPMs. Kind of once you break 3, really do get some of those really nice, that really nice throaty sound coming from the Voodoo V8. Underneath here. Go ahead, we'll take a quick look. Yeah, again, that V8 engine, Ford performance. Little air filter, of course. Powered by Ford, hand-built GT350 Voodoo engine. Runs like a dream. So again, that's a look. 2019 Ford Mustang Shelby GT350 in shadow black, black rims, white racing stripes. Available at RP Exotics.